Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished ambassadors, friends and colleagues. At COP28, a commitment was made to triple renewable energy capacity by 2030. To put this into perspective, that means globally, we will need to install over 7,000 gigawatts of renewable energy capacity within the next 6 years. These installations come with substantial financial implications. The International Renewable Energy Agency expects that we need to see annual investment in renewable power generation increase from $570 billion in 2023 to $1.55 trillion on average between now and 2030. Over a century ago, the world saw the beginning of the renewable energy's potential. In 1882, one of the earliest hydroelectric power plants began operations at Vulcan Street Hydroelectric Plant in Wisconsin, the United States, harnessing power generated from the Fox River. A year later, in 1883, New York inventor Charles Fritz created the first solar cell. In the next 5 years, we need to add more renewable capacity than the total installed since those historic moments in the 1800s. So the question remains, how do we achieve this? Forums like this Cambodia ASEAN Business Summit build on the commitments we have made globally and within ASEAN and unlock the potential of the ASEAN region. This is time to talk, and more importantly, it is time to take action. In Cambodia, under the remit of the Ministry of Mines and Energy, the strategy for the green transition is fourfold. One, we are increasing the deployment of domestic renewable energy, energy efficiency, electrification across buildings, transport, and industry. Two, we are building a resilient grid that can withstand and adapt to changing conditions and demands. And three, we are working with our neighbors to make cross-border electricity trading a reality. And of course, four, we are increasing the capacity of local workers to meet the demands of the green transition. We will promote investment specifically targeted to support these critical areas, ensuring that the transition advances environmental goals and contributes to economic development and regional cooperation. It is a mission that is inclusive of everyone, particularly for women and young people. With the time I have here with you today, I want to elaborate on Cambodia's targeted strategy for net zero transition in relation to energy and what we are doing to ensure an environment to facilitate these initiatives and meet our global commitments. Firstly, establishing an enabling environment is key in achieving our energy targets. This includes creating favorable conditions, not just for investments, but also for innovation, job creation, and sustainable development, and specifically empowering women in the energy sector. To meet our target of 70% installed renewable capacity, a 19% decrease in energy consumption, and enhanced electrification by the end of this decade, Cambodia is welcoming strategic partnerships and implementing actionable reforms, streamlining regulatory processes, offering incentives to attract both domestic and international investors, and ensuring green energy projects are financially viable are fundamental to our approach. Further, we are committed to simplifying permitting processes, aligning grid development with long-term energy planning, standardizing power contracts with government guarantees, and implementing policy that reduce the cost of financing for renewable projects. In support of these initiatives, the National Energy Efficiency Plan enables the Ministry of Mines and Energy to enhance public awareness and drive investment in energy efficiency projects across industrial, residential, and commercial sectors. Energy efficiency, our invisible fuel, is at the top of our agenda. Before we consider generating more, we are looking at how we consume less. It is our most cost-effective tool for achieving increased energy security, reducing energy costs, and creating a cleaner environment. Yet, we face challenges like access to capital and information asymmetries. To overcome these, we are embarking on strategic reforms aiming to leverage energy efficiency for Cambodia's net zero transition. Innovation like hydrogen fuel and battery storage systems are also in trial phases, complemented by the introduction of renewable energy certificates to support the private sector's climate objectives. These efforts align with our commitment to the law on public-private partnership, which facilitates development and implementation of energy and infrastructure projects through clear and efficient standard operating procedures. Finally, by anticipating inevitable shift in labor market, we are proactively addressing workforce gap. The transition to clean energy hinges on having knowledgeable and skilled workforce. By upskilling and reskilling workers and allocating greater resources to the training of policymakers, energy planners, and regulators, we aim to strengthen our energy governance. I advocate for companies to take a proactive role in the green transition, empowering their employees to participate in training and workshops focused on renewable energy technologies and sustainable practices. For Cambodia, working with others is essential. It is our collaborative advantage. This is our second key ingredient in our approach. This principle is brought to life at home through our work with international agencies, public-private partnerships, and through our approach to regional engagement. Underpinning our commitment to collaboration, the Ministry of Mines and Energy has been actively engaging in regional dialogues on regional power trade within ASEAN. In taking my ministerial role, I have consistently engaged with like-minded partners to continue strengthening cross-border grid interconnections and make the ASEAN power grid a reality. While Cambodia may be a small country, our dedication to renewable energy makes us an important link in the regional energy network. Our collaborative ventures, notably the plans for the subsea transmission cable to Singapore, demonstrate our capacity to support larger regional ambition and connectivity. When we talk about regional interconnectivity and the ASEAN power grid, we are not just referring to the physical interconnectors linking different countries. We are also talking about interconnected supply chains that enhance the region's overall energy efficiency and reliability. For example, we want to see more subsea cable produced in the ASEAN region to reduce logistical challenges and associated carbon footprint, but also stimulate local economies and create jobs. In actively supporting the regional grid integration and cross-border power trade, we aim to build a resilient and efficient energy network that can support our collective shift to renewable energy. Finally, alongside our energy initiatives, Cambodia is prioritizing environmental conservation and sustainability of natural resources. This involves protecting our forests, rivers, and biodiversity, which are all crucial for the ecological balance and support the holistic approach to our net zero transition. We have taken firm steps, like the ban on new licenses in Prey Long Wildlife Sanctuary and a crackdown on illegal mining. The Cambodian government, under the Prime Minister's leadership, has also taken decisive actions against deforestation by deploying armed forces in certain protected areas like the Cardamom Mountains. By safeguarding our environment, we ensure the longevity and effectiveness of our renewable energy projects. Let me finish by saying the path to achieving our ambitious renewable energy goals is complex. It requires significant efforts, collaboration, and innovation. Cambodia, along with our neighbors, is committed to leading the charge in clean energy transition. Our shared goals for energy security, sustainability, and economic growth form the cornerstone of our regional collaboration. The pledges made at COP28 lay a good foundation, but the true test will be in the implementation and scaling of initiatives. A multifaceted approach is essential for a successful transition to clean energy and towards net zero. By identifying and leveraging investment opportunities, we are building towards a transformative energy landscape in Southeast Asia. I look forward to hearing the views of our distinguished speakers on what more all of us can do together to achieve these ambitious goals. We must find a way to finance a different world. We cannot continue to stand and say the time is now. Those times have come and gone. It's time for concrete action. I call upon each of you as leaders, innovators, global citizens to join us in this mission. Let us combine our strengths, share our knowledge, and commit to real impactful change. It is our turn to steer the ship so that our legacy is not just remembered, but celebrated as a turning point for our planet. Thank you.